So of course I had to commit genocide, and then sorry, have we started?
Genocide is not optional. It's purely mandatory in this game, of course. And we are playing 316 Carnage Amongst the Stars tonight with the Gauntlet. My name is Donna. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm running the game. So let's get intros, player and character intros from everyone. Let's go in rank order.
Well, I guess that means I go first. I am Jim Crocker. I use he, him pronouns. If you're using they, them, that's fine too. Folks that know me from outside the Gauntlet may know me because I sell games for a living at conventions, or I used to when there were conventions. I'm not really doing that much anymore, so I'm getting to play a whole lot these days. I've really been enjoying this game. This is my, I think, third go round with 316 playing with Donna here. I think I've got 8 missions chalked up or something like that. My character has advanced to the rank of captain, and he is known as BD. The BD stands for, presumably there's some name that actually, refers to, but all of the troopers refer to him as BD because it's button down is what they all have taken that to mean. It's kind of the nickname that he's got because he knows the regulations. He runs a tight ship. He wants to make sure that everything is done properly. That and that we are a well-regarded unit in the battalion, and he has been running things accordingly.
Cool, thanks. How about Puckett?
Hi there, I am Puckett. I use he, him pronouns. Tonight I am playing Sergeant Dietrich. Just got promoted. I kill a lot of things. Pretty good at that. Not much good at anything else. But BD said to get better at it, so I will.
Okay, and let's go with Anders first.
Yes, hello, I'm Anders Gabrielsson. I use he, him. I'm playing Emil Spunkmeyer, who is still a trooper. This will be his third mission. He's not quite as green as he was, but he's still pretty green. Yeah, that's about it.
And Gerwin.
And I'm playing Trooper Torres, who's known to be a little bit of a bad rabbit's foot, something that brings misfortune down on people. Is an absolute liability in combat. Doesn't know one end of a energy rifle from another, but is a handy person to know when the bullets start flying, because if you do get hit, he's likely to be the person pulling you back to the lines to be treated.
Okay, great. So today, we're going to be taking on Titian, a new planet. But right now, before we get there, there's some training to be done, and this is kind of unusual, right? We don't see much training aboard. You're usually trying to relax in between missions, but the Brigadier wants the entire brigade to go through some counter-boarding operations, which is I don't know, a little bit worrying. I don't know. Let's get a feel for this when you first get the briefing pack. Lieutenant Colonel Gamal, this older guy, built like a cord and pretty tough and has a good reputation with the troops. He hands over the packet. You're going to be resisting boarding by another battalion. How do people take this? Let's do the same circuit around the board.
Yeah, so I think BD gets this, and thoroughly reads the entire packet, which I can't help but think they maybe don't necessarily expect everyone to do. Or maybe they do. Maybe the commanding officers are gonna go through every inch of that. But I read through this boarding packet and I can't help but think of the mission that we went on to. What was the resort planet?
With the sirens, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check my notes. The resort planet was Degas.
So Degas. I am thinking of the troopers call it Degas, but I always refer to it as Degas. So the resort planet of Degas, there were creatures that could appear as humans, that could take on the guise of, and so this is an entirely reasonable, entirely logical operation to be performing. And so I'm explicitly interested in, are we supposed to, are we supposed to be looking for any specific signs, or this is just like we're under attack and we repel the invaders?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes in these scenarios there may be surprises pulled on you.
Mm-hmm.
But the way the briefing reads, it is purely a boarding action by an enemy force. Basically, the other battalion in the regiment is going to be boarding this great big carrier ship, the Atlas.
Okay, so I read up thoroughly on the official, by the book, standard protocol for assaulting another ship. That's the first thing I read is, what are the tactics they're going to be using against us? Not so much what are the tactics we use to respond, but if in fact they're following chain of command, what is this going to look like? And then I'm going to be looking for the weak points in that, as opposed to worrying too much about exactly where all of my people are supposed to be.
Yeah, and I think, there's some things that they can't do. They're not going to be blowing breaching charges in the ship, right? They're going to be coming in almost like they're like normal procedure. So that's something you can take advantage of.
Sure. And I'm presuming that this is all going to be we've done simulated operations like this, where you hot link, simulated rounds into weapons that then if you get hit, your armor gets deactivated and locks up.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be like a quasar
and stuff like
exactly.
that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And people's armor is going to get shut down via a special command code. So it's going to be
all right.
Relatively.
I'm going to read through all of this, and once I've had a chance to thoroughly read it and acquaint myself with what's going on, I'm going to take the packet down to Sergeant Dietrich.
Okay. How about Dietrich? How is he reacting to this?
Well, BD brings me the packet. I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to go looking for Spunkmeyer. So, Spunkmeyer, where do I find you?
We also been informed that we'll be doing this type of exercise. Or is it just the officers?
I mean, is this a thing where I've been told this is what we're going to do, tell everybody that's what we're doing, or is it blanket commands have been issued and now we're getting ready?
I mean, everyone is aware that there's an exercise, right? The specific orders of which are in the company, known only to you, until you brief Dietrich. But then, you know, like the scuttlebutt has probably outraced you, right? Because this is a naval ship, right? That's inevitable.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, it's like I go to Dietrich, I say, and what I do is I go to Dietrich and I say, I've studied up on the tactics they're going to be using. I want you to do the research on boarding, do the research on repelling boarders, come to me with 3 tactical plans in, you know, by 1800 hours. And I, you know, I drop the packet and I, you know, go walking out.
So where do I find you, Spunkmeyer?
I'm probably running laps because I feel like my effort the last mission wasn't. I must have done something wrong early on because I got put on guarding this this shuttle we found instead of pushing forward with the rest of the mission. So and all I know how to do, the only thing I know to do to improve that is exercise, train. So I've been spending a lot of time running laps at the gym, at the shooting range, you know, that sort of thing.
Spunkmeyer.
Oh, Sergeant. What's up?
You got a minute to talk?
Sure.
Well, you know how everybody's good at some things and not so good at some other things?
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I'm good at is killing things. One of the things I'm not so good at is reading things. And the captain gave me a packet here. And, well, I never learned my letters, Spunkmeyer.
Oof. That's harsh.
So I'm hoping one of the things you're good at is knowing your letters, because the captain wants 3 strategies to repel boarders.
Borders?
And I don't think he means repelling like going down a mountain or anything like that. I think he means repelling like kicking them right back the hell off the ship. But he might actually mean like going down the side of a mountain. So we should probably have 3 of those strategies too.
I think I'll start with the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I'm thinking we can help each other out here, Spunkmeyer.
Oh, sure, Sarge.
Because
you wanna? Should I just read it and tell you what it says, or what kind of help do you need? Do you want me to keep quiet about this? I mean, some people are a bit embarrassed about not knowing these things.
I mean, if you could, I'd appreciate it.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
We've been in the shit together, and I know you're not going to run or anything like that. So you proved yourself to me.
Oh,
No, really, all I need to know is the person next to me is not going to, lose it and start shooting stuff like, well, me. Somebody else that's got a gun forward. So you done good so far there. I guess.
thanks, Sarge.
I guess I need to know the important bits, like anything that's a rule or a regulation that we need to be following, because you know how BD is about that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then I guess we get creative, because we're on a ship in space. And if we're doing an exercise, we're probably going to be fighting against our own people, so we probably don't want to kill them too bad.
Mm-hmm.
So we should probably think non-lethal or less lethal, or just not killing everybody.
That sounds reasonable.
So, yeah, any help you can give me on this, I would surely appreciate, Trooper.
Anything, Sarge. You think should we just do this, you and me, or should I pull in someone else? Because I don't know this stuff at all. This strategy thing, that's way above my grade.
Who's the new guy that just came in?
Oh, Taurus, I think.
Yeah, let's get Torres.
Yeah,
the
he
hell?
seems
Fresh set of eyes might help.
sure. He seems clever enough.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right?
Well, he could all get kicked out and then kicked out of the airlock. But I don't think they'll do that just because we're reading the packet wrong.
I mean, I guess the good news is you're not going to last too long in hard vacuum, so at least be quick.
Yeah.
It's not like you're bleeding out. You just freeze to death with your blood boiling in your veins.
Yeah, sounds lovely.
Right? Almost peaceful.
Almost. At least you're not screaming, right? At least not that anyone can hear.
Spunkmeyer, I knew that you were a like-minded person. That's what I always say about dying in space.
Cool.
And I'll clap you on the back with that. Right, let's go find Torres.
Yep. Yeah, sure. I think I think I know where he is. So where do I think Torres is?
Torres is in the bunk room with his energy rifle stripped, trying to figure out how it goes back together. Shit, I knew that. Where is that? Where have I put that? God damn it! No, that doesn't fit in. Oh, God damn it! Oh, Sergeant. Stand to attention.
And I look at Spunkmeyer, like, come on, help me out here. What the hell do I say?
At ease, Torres.
That's it, at ease.
You don't need to worry about the sergeant. He's not as uptight as the captain.
Thanks.
Captain's very much, sir, yes, sir, sir, no, sir. Stand at attention, salute, sir. Me? I was a corporal like 15 minutes ago.
So you'll be a general by the end of the day?
I sure as hell hope not. If that occurs, we are well and truly fucked.
Oh, well, don't worry. If you're a general by the end of the day, hopefully I'll be a fleet admiral by then. How can I help, Sarge? Can you give me... Does anyone know where this goes? And I'll hold up a component, and I'm sure it went in here, but it just won't fit.
Torres, first thing to do, take a deep breath. You hold it for a second or two, then slowly exhale, like slower than you inhaled. Do that a couple of times. It'll calm you down some.
That's still...
You can think a little bit more clearly.
Okay, but I still don't know where this goes.
That's okay. You're calmer now. Here. This is one of the things that I do know. Like Spunkmeyer and I were just talking. Everybody's good at some things and not so good at others. This is my wheelhouse, Torres. And I'll show you how to reassemble your rifle.
Thanks, Sarge. Did I miss a notice of bunk inspection? Do I need to get my kit out, or?
Not that I'm aware of. Why are you asking?
Well, because yeah, I think this is the first time you've come into my quarters.
Well, you've been here for like 5 minutes. I've only been a sergeant for like 10 minutes longer than that.
Okay, so I don't need to get I don't need to open my cases, and you're not going to throw everything on the floor then?
Why in the hell would I do that?
I'm just asking.
I look like some kind of asshole.
No. That's fine. That's fine. And you'll slowly push a small box that was at the base of his bunk under his bunk while people aren't looking. No, that's fine. How can I help, Sarge? Do you need me for something? Have I missed roll call or?
Torres, you're fine. No, Spunkmeyer and I are just working on some, what do you call it? Unit cohesion, I think it's called. Supposedly, we've got an exercise coming up. We're supposed to repel borders.
Okay.
So, Spunkmeyer and I, we're thinking more brains are better than less brains. And maybe we can come up with some truly interesting things to take to the captain, because captain wants 3 strategies for repelling borders by 1800.
Okay. Do we know what their win condition is?
Spunkmeyer, is that in the packet?
Yeah. That's why we're going to read this nice stack of documents here, figure everything out, and we think that since you haven't been here as long, you may have some fresh ideas, and maybe can look at this from an outside perspective. I think that's what you said, right, Sarge?
That is correct, Spunkmeyer, because generally speaking, my ideas with such things are kill them a lot. And I don't think that I'd be met with much favor in this situation.
Well, boarding actions, at least according to the historic documents, tend to be meat grinders. They tend to be based more on attrition more than anything else. A lot of times they'll favor the defenders because it's fixed points of people coming in, and we can prepare positions. If I think I've got my combat manual down here. He takes it out. He opens the cellophane because it's not been read yet, and pulls it out. Yeah, I mean, one of the things that they taught us in that class about 2 weeks ago was we have to worry about people getting behind our positions.
Mm-hmm.
Did you remember reading about during World War II in England?
What the hell is in England?
It's a small little poxy island that had an oversized empire, but was under threat of invasion. And I've got a book on this somewhere, and I'll open my locker and I'll start pulling out stuff and throwing it on the bed. Here we go. Yeah, look, and it's actually a horrible histories book, because they did do an episode on this. Look, it mentions down here. It mentions that they actually changed took the names off the stations and put false names on, and to disorientate and put people around. Now we go around by floor markings. That's how we find our way around the ship.
Ooh, we changed the marking.
Yes.
Clever.
Torres, BD is going to love this shit.
It's against regs, though.
BD is probably not going to love this shit. But
because naval regs, and pull out another book. Yeah, here we go. All ship critical systems must be clearly marked with clear routes around. But that's naval regs. That's not army regs. So that doesn't apply to us.
you know, we can take it to DD though, because we can probably come up with some kind of invisible ink or some kind of marking that we can use for our troopers to know where the hell they're supposed to be while we're directing boarders to a latrine.
Well, most of us should know the way around anyway. We've been on here how long?
Well, like I said, you've been on here about 5 minutes.
Well, yes, but I can find my way to the mess hall and the crapper. That's a lot better than the guys coming over. Oh.
Spunkmeyer, they keep sending us smarter and smarter people all the time.
Oh. Do you know what class of ship that they're serving on? This
No
other
idea.
regiment.
If they're on this, you mean if they're on the same?
If they're, this isn't going to work if they're on the same class of ship.
And unfortunately, right, the guys who you're going to be fighting against are the other 2 companies in your battalion. So, but
Oh.
who knows?
Oh.
That's only the opposition they've told you about, right?
Well, I think one of the options we should have on the table is explosive decompression. We all wear magnetized boots.
Sorry. Those are our guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can simulate it some way. We'll just that's BD's problem.
Torres, let me explain something to you. For the duration of this exercise, anybody attacking us is not our guys. They want to be attacking us. They want to be our guys. They shouldn't be attacking us. They want to not get blown the hell out of an airlock. They shouldn't be attacking us.
But are we going to be pressure sealed? Are they going to be pressure sealed?
These are very good questions, Torres. I have no idea.
You're the boss.
Mag boots. Mag boots and explosive decompression. There's tactic 1. Does that seem like a good tactic?
That seems like a very good tactic. But you know what that means as well? That means we can go along the hull to get round.
Yeah, behind them.
Spunkmeyer? They did mean both meanings of repel.
I think that's a great, cut. Okay, cool. So let's just give a sense of how everyone gets on during this exercise. Maybe I'll ask a couple of awkward questions. For Angel, how hard do you have to push yourself to keep up with the veterans?
I don't think I actually managed to keep up with the veterans. I think I get distracted by a hallway full of casualties and basically peel off and trying to bring people back into the fight rather than keep up with the guys doing the fighting. So potentially it looks like that it looks like I may have potentially gone AWOL or gone missing during the fight or got lost or
presumed dead yourself, right?
Yes.
I mean, how do you almost get really killed in this simulated battle?
Well, I think I'm trying to tend to all these casualties when the explosive decompression goes off. And I forgot to turn my mag boots on.
Okay, cool. BD, how are your sister companies in the battalion treating the exercise?
I think I think clearly the captains have, like, we've got money on this. Because this is not like this is, you know, this is like inter battalion rivalry.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Serious
like,
business.
exactly, you know, so like people have put up like, you know, like oh, we've put up like shore leave days, right? You know, like to, you know, to take the pot and stuff like that. And so they're taking it, so like the commanding officers are taking it, like the various captains are taking it very seriously, but in a like I'm gonna show him kind of way, not in a for the glory of Terra way necessarily, because this is not like for the glory of Terra, right? And like I think I am like riding the men as hard as I usually do. But I'm walking around with a almost impish grin, because I clearly have like a I know something everybody else doesn't, or at least I look like I do. And I think I was genuinely pleased that Dietrich actually came back with that plan, and that one of them wasn't laughable, which was like, I was very impressed by. So,
I mean, he has a feature as an officer if he keeps this up, right?
well, I possibly like he has a so he's not going to wash out immediately, which is like that's kind of a bit of a relief to me. Like I'm really pleased that that essentially, you know, his first run as sergeant is a simulation, so that we can actually, you know, so that like he's not going to kill a whole half a company learning how to be a sergeant.
Okay, cool. Emil, there's a trooper. Maybe it's someone we've seen before, or maybe it's someone we haven't, who gets severely wounded when a bulkhead shuts. You know, automatically, that's triggered by the explosive decompression. And they are like bleeding out. I think, you know, they have maybe lost a limb or something like that when the door slams shut on them. Like you have the opportunity to either get on with the mission, or you can wait with them to give them some aid, or just to talk to them. What do you do?
At first, when we were working out the strategies, Spunkmeyer was kind of into it. This was kind of fun to like time out ideas and all that. But once money got involved and the betting started, he got really interested. So he's been really trying really hard and thinking about all these clever ploys they came up with. Maybe a bit too clever sometimes. But now when someone's really hurt, I mean the responsibility or the bond with his fellow soldiers is more important than winning. So he's going to call for a medic and try to help this guy or this person, but he's grumbling about it a bit. This better not reflect badly on our score, because we're going to win this.
Does BD intervene to open that bulkhead to countermand standing orders to save the trooper's life?
No, that trooper shouldn't have been where like that's oh, so let me rephrase. Let me ask a question. Is that one of our guys or one of their guys?
What does Emil say?
I think it's one of their guys.
then that's that commanding officer's problem. You know, I have mission critical stuff to do. I got to take care of my guys.
Okay, cool.
And you know, like I think I don't. You know, and if Spunkmeyer like says, like would Spunkmeyer, I can't help but think Spunkmeyer would not ask me what he's supposed to do there and would probably just do it. Am I right about that? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So then if I don't get the radio call from Spunkmeyer, holy shit, this guy's arm got ripped off by a bulkhead. What do I do? Then, you know, everybody has their orders. They're doing their thing. You know, me and Dietrich are climbing up the airlock through, you know, we're in like, to climb into the APC to drive the magnetized wheeled APC along the hull so that when they explosively decompress, Dietrich can be in the turret and just gun them all down as they blow out the airlock.
Cool. Yeah, and Dietrich. Yeah, I mean, like before that moment of awesomeness, how do you know that the other battalion is kind of afraid of you? I mean, maybe not kind of, but actually afraid of you.
Well, when they tried breaching, I had already affixed my maglock boots to the ceiling, which they weren't expecting. They figured everybody was just going to be on the floor, standing the same orientation as they were. And when they looked up and they saw me on the ceiling, pointing a gun at them, well, let's just say that there was more than one evacuation that occurred that day.
Lovely. And do you actually kill anyone, or just like, you know, mission disable them as everyone else is doing?
Well, I figured BD'd get mad at me if I killed him. So I'm going for mission disabled. If they get hurt a little worse than that, I'm not going to cry about it. None. This is our ship.
Cool. Okay. And what do you think? I mean, I think we should just roll off, you know, to see who wins the exercise.
Sure.
You want to roll a d10, Jim? And I will do likewise. Sure. Nice. So, yeah, I guess Captains Jameson and Khan owe F Company a shed load of shore leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think the ability of the APC, right, to magnetize those wheels and drive along a repair truck bed on the outside hull of the Atlas is like buried deep in Appendix F of the APC's user manual. But you know, I guess next time they'll know better, right? Okay. Oh, there goes my dog. Okay, cool. So let's go to the actual planet where we get to kill aliens. What's the quick mood in the company after the after this exercise? Let's go around the table again just to get a quick vignette of how things are.
You want to? Why don't we start with the enlisted? Well, let's start with troopers and go up.
I think there's a lot of people getting drunk. There's a lot of partying. I think there's a lot of people calling in bets and basically getting a little bit tipsy, then going over to the other company's barracks and getting a bit tipsy there. And I think there's a few fights breaking out and a little bit intership rivalry coming to the fore after everything that's happened. So I think the provosts are out as well as a result.
A little bit of military discipline needs to be enforced, maybe. Cool. Anders, how about from Spunkmare's point of view?
Yeah, I think Spunkmeyer is partying with a few of the guys from the other team, since he actually he risked something to help one of their guys, so they're quite appreciative of that. Even if he's getting a cool new robot arm or something, it's still. I mean, he survived, so yeah.
That clone replacement is getting grown or whatever. I don't know. Cool. How about Dietrich?
I'm wondering how I can get a cool new robot arm. Looks like an upgrade.
And BD?
Yeah, you know, kind of, I'm gonna congratulate the, you know, the men, our troopers, send you know, a sarcastic condolence card to the other two captains, you know, expressing my sympathies for their loss, and you know, while everybody's getting drunk, I'm filling out reports. I'm treating this just like it was another mission, right? Doing all the paperwork and, you know, writing about what we learned and, you know, tactics that can be deployed and all of that.
Okay, yeah. So you get a couple of days later, I think you get called in for your briefing for this new planet, and yeah, this one looks like a lot of rough terrain. You can the relief map is the overhead projections are pretty extreme. You know, a lot of mountains, some really deep valleys. It looks like you're going to be wearing out your hiking boots on this one. But, you know, nothing you haven't faced before. The lieutenant colonel hands over to Major Morgan, the intel officer. And, you know, he brings up an overhead picture of a bunch of, you know, kind of dark brown or blackish primates, you know, quite big. You know, his estimate is maybe 3 meters, maybe several hundred kg weight-wise. And he opens no civilization here that we can see. No remnants of ancient civilizations. So this is just a preventative action to ensure the successful completion of the Brigade's mission. We have identified this species as a prime candidate for uplifting, the kind that we've been seeing more of recently by whatever force has been acting against us. So we're just going to eliminate this threat before they get a chance. population centers seem to be mostly confined to these mountain forests and these valleys in this region. Apart from that, we don't see any major concentrations. So hopefully this is going to be a straightforward attack. We're going to put together a regimental sweep and clear once we take those landing zones, corral them into a killing zone, and finish them off that way. Stragglers, I guess, will be taken out by squads. So yeah, this looks like it should be a quick one. Captain?
Sir, ready for the mission, sir.
Okay, well, dispose your company how you feel fit. Yeah, so we'll see you back here in a few days, I guess.
Yeah, and so, salute, out, and address the company. What's the name of this planet that we're going into?
Titian.
All right. Current mission, Titian. And like a couple of people giggle that it's, whatever, TITIAN. And I'm like, get it out of your system, troopers. As they, and they simmer down. This is denial of assets. The alien adversary that has been intervening in the development of xeno life forms and lifting them up in order to raise an army to attack Terra. We are lucky that we have gotten here before them, so we are going to deny them this asset. We don't know what their biological capabilities are. Therefore, the goal, eliminate this enemy asset from this planet. These things are big, probably strong. They're going to be jumping around in the trees, but this is a pretty straightforward search and destroy. Luckily, they're clumped into several large population centers where we can direct our initial assaults there, and then we're going to clean up the stragglers and make sure that we entirely deny our adversary this asset, right down to the last available instance. Understood, everyone?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, yes,
Right.
sir.
Lock, load. We drop in 4 hours.
So, Jim, are you going with the drop ship or the drop pods rather, or are you going with your APC?
Is this is this terrain where we can use the APC? Is it robust enough to kind of ramble up and down these mountains and through?
I mean, if it can drive on the outside of a spaceship, I mean.
Yeah. So I think we are going to, because the point is that we're going to need to be like running down, like tracking down runners and stuff like this. I think we're going down with the APC for this. Yeah.
Sarge, why are we doing this? Wouldn't it be just easier to actually nuke this place from orbit?
I believe we're doing this for kill confirmation.
We've got world busters that could take care of this. We're not after any of the resources here.
There may be things that the BD's been told to record or to recover, retrieve, perhaps. We often don't get that information. It's tactical stuff, strategic stuff. We get told to shoot things, stand around and look busy.
You seem to be... Sir? Yeah, sir. It seems to be easier ways to do this, sir.
That is true, Torres. But I ask you, Would those ways be as fun?
They'd be damn sight safer.
When has safety had anything to do with fun? I find the two are usually at odds with each other.
Okay, Sarge.
Look, Torres, stick with me. I promise you, if you die, I will precede you.
Thank you. That makes me feel so much better.
I appreciate that, Torres.
Where's the Padre?
It's nice to be appreciated.
Where's the Padre? I need to go and have rights.
Torres, you seem to have something of a negative disposition.
I'm here to serve Terra, sir. I will do it in the best way that I can.
Then cheer the hell up, son. We get to kill bugs in 4 hours.
This seems so wasteful, sir.
Torres, we're in the military. The entire enterprise is. If you saw the amount of ammunition that I go through on an average mission, you would need multiple words to augment the idea of wastefulness.
This is it, sir. What I don't understand. If these creatures are such prime targets for the enemy to uplift, why aren't we uplifting them ourselves?
That shit's complicated. We ain't got time for that.
But the enemy has.
Well, yeah, that's because they're sneaking around. We're churning and burning.
Okay, Sarge. Like I say, I got to go see the Padre. I'll meet you at the jump point.
Torres, before you go see the Padre, get yourself to the cantina. Get a couple of shots in you. It'll help steady your nerves. This is your first mission, right?
No, sir. This isn't my first mission. I've seen this before.
Fantastic. You survived.
Yeah, I did. The rest of my unit didn't.
Well, it's a good thing you're here then. We've survived every mission so far. I intend to keep that track record steady.
I'll go and grab my things.
Just grab a gun you really want to shoot. You know, the one that you looked at and you always thought, I wonder how that feels to shoot. Wonder how it kicks in my hand. Wonder what kind of bang it makes. I wonder what kind of explosion it leaves or what kind of hole it makes. Grab that one. The one that you think is going to be fun to use.
Yes, sir.
Buck up, camper. We're going to have some fun.
I think we'll end the scene there.
Yeah, cool. The APC is a neat piece of kit, right? So while it's still undamaged, none of you, so all of you will be inside it, and no one takes any kills from the aliens. One of you can be assigned as the driver. Driving uses NFA, and basically, so long as you're rolling better than the aliens, you're good. And you do D6 kills at any range, so it's pretty nifty. Once it takes a hit, though, you are probably going to disembark and do it the old-fashioned way. So I guess for everyone else, there's gun ports and you can shoot out and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty straightforward. So I guess you need to decide what weapon you are taking with you. Which weapon you're using as your primary weapon. Before we roll for dominance, and then I guess someone is going to be the driver.
That'll be me.
Okay.
I will drive, and I'm, flicking dials and all this kind of stuff and everything, setting it all up. And I say, Trooper Torres,
Sir?
it's your first drop with the unit. Count us down.
Sir, yes, sir. Pulls out my crucifix. Lord be my shepherd, he will guide me. Descend from the heavens on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Planetfall.
Yeah, and the dropship, just drops straight out of the carrier, and pretty soon is hitting atmosphere, and you're in your seats aboard the APC, getting rocked around the place, hoping that the locks on the wheels of the APC, or maybe it's magnetics, right, keep you in place aboard the dropship. And then you get a warning from the pilot who gives you like a 10-second warning for touchdown.
That's me. I'm the pilot.
No, the pilot of the dropship.
Oh, the dropship that we're attached to.
Yeah. So he's giving you a 10-second warning before your wheels down, and then bam. Not as rough as being in a drop pod, I guess when the dropship itself has to land, they're a lot more careful about how quickly they descend. So yeah, you're going to be in the middle of this, mountain forest. You're going to be, I think, choosing which trees you can just roll through to make your own path. But yeah, let's get a quick description, and then we will roll for dominance.
As one quick thing, do you want to explain the roll for dominance mechanic now so Gerwin's aware of it? Or do you want to wait for that until you're rolling?
Well, I was going to ask, we're almost halfway through. Would this be a good point to actually have a break to go and grab drinks and all, and then we'll actually go into it when we get back?
Yeah, 20 after 4 is a great time to do
Yeah, so if we come back at 5:30, then we have 2 hours
Perfect.
to get the planet done and dusted, okay?
Awesome.
Sounds good to everyone? Cool. So we're just rolled dominance on this first encounter. The aliens got a 4, which is a success. Trooper Taurus got a 5, which is also a success. And then Captain Beatty got a 6, which is also a success. So all successes. So the highest success is on your side.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to determine the player who rolled it. So Jim gets to decide what range you'll start.
Near range.
And near is on average the killing spot for you guys. So yeah, you're all in the APC. You're all trundling around in near range. Not an ambush, but still a pretty good start to things. The next thing we do is we decide in the first round of combat of this encounter, what people are going to do. So you have an option of shooting or of doing something else. Shooting.
Where are we here? What's the terrain? What's our situation?
Yeah, so you're like, you've been landed, and then you're driving down towards that center you saw, and it's I think a forest glade. There's a lot of branches, a lot of leaves all over the place, and then you kind of see your first glimpse of these apes in the undergrowth, and they're just sitting around. I think like they kind of stand up when they hear the engine, right? But they are not straight off the bat. At least they're not being aggressive towards you. They probably don't know what this APC is. It's just a noisy thing, the likes of which they've never seen before. But you're not seeing a whole lot of them, right? There's certainly maybe the heat sensors are showing that there's a lot more immediately behind this first glade, but right now you're probably seeing a couple of dozen.
And I say, gun ports. Let's make this first volley count, because they're not going to sit still for long. And, kind of like driving an arc like, and I'm just gonna like, I'm doing that thing where they can just put their weapons out the windows and they won't need to sweep. It will be the motion of the APC that, causes the straight thing as I spin the turret around and open that up at like the tops of the trees.
Okay, so you're doing the driving, obviously, Jim.
Yep.
You're controlling that with your NFA. I presume Sergeant Dietrich is putting that E-cannon at the gun port and letting rip.
I prefer to think of it as introducing Trooper Torres to the joy of killing.
Okay. How about Emil?
Yeah, I'm bringing my slug rifle to bear. Shooting.
Okay, and Angel.
How does it work? If I do something other than a combat action?
Yeah, so you're going to describe what you're doing, and basically anything other than shooting or throwing a grenade or whatever it is, non-fighting.
Okay.
Now you're inside the APC, so like if you get out of the APC, you're not going to be protected by it, but you've got a little bit more freedom. But anything you can think of, you can do, and then I guess we just have to work out or negotiate exactly what kind of effect it's going to have. Usually, if you're trying to find out something about the aliens, you're trying to come up with a plan, it might be like a simple NFA check to give yourself a bonus on the following round. Something like that is pretty typical. But really, I guess whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'm gonna while everyone's concentrating on the fighting, I'm gonna put my rifle through the slot and fire, but I'm not aiming particularly well.
Well, I guess the role might see how that goes. If you're
yes.
Okay.
I'm not a very good shot. I may aim to miss and accidentally hit.
And actually hit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the question is, are you just shooting and hoping you miss? Are you deliberately not shooting? Are you deliberately trying to look like you're engaging but not, which sounds like NFA?
I'm
sort of like if you're
to get away with it.
I'm trying to look like I'm engaging, but I'm not.
Okay, so yeah, like so you're going to be rolling NFA to like just protect yourself both from the aliens outside and the troopers inside, right?
Yeah.
You're walking the walk without talking the talk.
Yeah.
Or talking the talk without walking the walk. I'm not sure. You're not killing. You're just showing good. Okay, so that's an NFA check, right? Okay, so yeah, let's roll. The aliens are trying to kill you, as usual. So okay, so first we have Puckett. So yeah, Sergeant Dietrich, you're going first. The highest success, which is a 4, and I guess straight after that we'll get Angel to go. So oh wow, I guess the low rolls have come through today, huh? So what we do, right, is you roll your kills as per the range, as per your weapon. And then depending on that, you describe how it goes.
I think in this case, because of BD's skillful driving, what's actually going on is that while I'm getting a few kills in, I'm using the E-cannon to deforest the area, so it makes it easier for other people to shoot at these little bastards and kill them.
Cool. Okay. And Gerwin, you're going on a 4.
I'm basically putting suppressing fire down So I'm rather than actually aiming at them, I'm trying to pin them in place. All the time, trying to actually hold back to so having to do this to these poor creatures.
Okay, and I will go next on a 2, and now I'm drawing with you, Jim. So the APC is going to get lamped, but you are succeeding.
Yeah. So, and what are they doing to attack us back?
So I think I think your kind of drive casual but not too casual firing arc, does help. Some of the troopers get their rounds off, and you start to see them, taking hits. And I think Angel is shooting out, and he's obviously tracking on them well. And I think you probably see them him hit a few, or at least it looks like it does. And then Dietrich lets rip, and then I think they cotton on to the fact that this is some kind of threat, and one of these big maybe silverbacks just charges the APC, and this gigantic muscular shoulder hits the side door, the sliding door, and you feel it, like it rocks you up onto 2 wheels, right?
Yeah, it's like hitting a deer with your car, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the deer does badly, but your car doesn't fare well either, I think is what happens here. That, we probably just kind of crush him as we hit him, and, he spins off broken. But, it's like, now we're just kind of, whatever, like grinding, like on one side of it or something like that, So I'm going to roll kills for the, and we'll just say these are the ones that just went under the wheels, I think. Whatever
D6, right?
Was there with the silverback there. Oh, so there we go. Yeah, that's just one. That's like the big one that threw itself at it. I run him over, but he is he has messed up the undercarriage as I run him down. Yeah, and probably dented the door and stuff like you said. So
yeah. So I have to remove a threat token for Dietrich, and then I remove a threat token for you. Okay. Now I'm not entirely so that roll, right, takes out the APC. It's currently crippled, right?
It's crippled. I mean, and we could still use it. But if it takes another hit, then it's destroyed.
Yeah,
so I think that's where I skid to a stop, and I say, arms up, everybody out. Go, as I'm, throwing the, blowing the bolts off of the whatever, like the back, drops open like that, and we're all piling out of it.
Yeah. And I think Spunkmeyer, you're maybe first out that door, and there is an ape right in front of you who is about to pummel at the door, but you get it slock in the chest first. So take a hit, and then describe how you deal with that.
Yeah, should that include the fact that I don't get a kill? Because I don't.
Yeah. So he hits you physically, but it's not like it doesn't kill you outright, but you're kind of escaping harm and maybe driving him off with some shots that don't get a kill for you.
Yeah, I think this alien punches me, and I'm knocked back into the APC, and I get up and shake off and charge out again. Just firing wildly, and this alien has enough sense of self-preservation to run away. I hit it a couple of times, but not lethally. I don't kill it. I just wound it, and it runs off.
Okay. Cool. So that's the first round of the first encounter. And now, so we do the same thing. We're not going to roll dominance until the next encounter. But now we have the same kind of range of actions. You can, so now it's probably fair to say that, you know, you can still do your combat actions. You can still shoot with your preferred weapon. There's no, there's nothing with, what do I say? There's nothing to stop you doing that. But now that you're out of the APC, you can also take non-fighting ability actions to change range. If you want to switch to a range that your weapon is better at, you're probably not worrying about that though if you've got an energy rifle or an energy cannon. The other thing you can do is you can change weapons. So if you've got another backup weapon, you can change to that. Or you could just, like you said the last time, you could try to get some kind of tactical advantage that will pay dividends in the following round. So let's go back around to see what everyone's combat actions are. How about BD?
Everyone's bailing. I'm the last one out. I flick the switch that, closes the door and basically, kind of turrets the APC back up so that none of these monkeys can get inside and, start flinging their crap around inside it or whatever it is they're going to do. And I'm out. I've got my standard issue marine assault weapon, and I'm laying down fire.
Dietrich.
I'm just gonna shoot with my slug rifle.
Okay. Dietrich, how about you?
We just practiced this on the ship. Repel borders. Doesn't matter that they're monkeys this time. Shoot them just the same.
Emil.
Yeah, Emil's a bit hyped up after that close encounter, so he's just shooting in any direction he sees one of these big apes. He's just firing.
And Angel.
Again, if any of them get too close, I'm actually going to put shots into them because I'm want to defend the people around me, but I'm basically shooting to self-defense rather than shooting to be aggressive. So I'm taking combat action.
Okay, great.
Fighting action.
Yeah. Okay, so aliens are trying to kill you again. So everyone roll.
Oh, that's bad.
Okay.
You're okay though.
You're okay. Well, I don't think you're okay because the aliens still roll a success.
We're going to take them out before their success comes around. Though.
Yeah. So unless you, So that's right. So basically, the 2 3s go before for them, so they're not going to get to kill either you or Spunkmeyer despite your rolls. So yeah, why don't you, Dietrich? Let's see what you get up to.
Back to it.
That's more like our usual Dietrich, huh? So why don't you tell us what that looks like?
I am no longer shooting at the trees. I am now shooting at these apes, and they are not faring well.
So yeah, I think this kind of fusillade of one man firing action, kind of after you've cut down the trees and the first wave, you start to cut these guys down, and they are they're probably turning and running, but not fast enough. How about B for the final token?
Yeah, you know, and like Dietrich is just kind of sweeping across, and you know, every now and then one of them will manage to like get behind a tree or something like that. And after Dietrich's, you know, just hail of e-cannon fire, you know, they'll try to run the opposite way, and that's when I just, you know, 3-shot burst, you know, center body mass, and I'm just methodically cleaning up any that Dietrich missed, and I ended up with 7 kills as a result of that.
Okay, so yeah, the you know, like 100 or so dead apes lie in the vicinity. What's yeah, I mean they did some damage, but nothing spectacular. Mostly the APC, right? And Spunkbear took a I don't know, an APC sized fist in the chest. But you know, everyone's alive. Seems like an easy run of things.
Yeah, and Dietrich, Spunkmeyer, check our perimeter. Make sure they don't have any hidey holes in there. And I kind of point them in towards where the, you know, apes were gathered. And I say, Torres, do you know how to use a multi-tool?
Sir, yes, sir.
You're with me. And I say, and you know, and we go around the, you know, the side of the APC, and you know, I've got a you know, go in. I've got an acetylene torch. I've got some other tools and stuff. And Torres and I start working on, you know, like pry barring that mangled ape like out from, you know, out of the tracks of the APC, and then, you know, like welding the door, the busted seam on the door to kind of fix the APC so that it can get rolling again.
Is it worth it, sir? They weren't attacking us. Until we opened fire on them, they were peaceful, sir.
And I stop, and I turn to Torres and say, Torres, are you an only child?
No, sir.
Do you have parents, Torres?
Sir, yes, sir. Of course,
Torres,
I
I
have.
want you to. Do you have what you would consider an active imagination, Torres?
I've been told I have, sir.
All right, this creature here, and I point down at the mangled, you know, silverback thing that we ran over. I want you to picture that fornicating with the severed head of your mother. Do you have that image in your mind, Torres?
I do now, sir. Thank you.
Excellent. The next time that we encounter one of these things, I want you to hold that picture in your head.
Sir, they were peaceful until we attacked them. They didn't attack us until we opened fire, sir. They didn't consider us a threat. They didn't consider us as something that needed to be put down.
Torres, I don't know what your goal is here in having this conversation with me. I don't know how you got through your psych evaluation, or whether this is some attempt to get Section 8 out of this unit, but you're in this unit and you signed up. You knew what this was going to involve. We are here to keep these things from ever. I don't mean tomorrow. I don't mean next year. I mean 1,000 years from now. I mean 1,000,000 years from now. I mean when your great grandkid has some huge brain or something like that, can float around with brain powers or something like that. We want to make sure that they are safe, that they have nothing to worry about, that they can sleep knowing that nowhere in the universe is there something that might ever possibly find its way back to Terra. Now, I don't particularly care whether you are on board with that or not, because you're going to be on board with that. Because if you're not, you are going to find that it is not one of these things that is fucking with your family. It's the Terran Central. Sorry. Let me rewind that a little bit. What you're going to find is not that your family is going to get a visit from one of these. They're going to get a visit from Special Services Group. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
It's good to have you on board. I've seen your test scores. They're off the chart. Why you are not a college professor somewhere, why it is that you signed up for this, I can probably find out, but I'm going to trust that eventually you're going to tell me.
I can tell you now, sir. I'm here to save lives.
Excellent. And this is how we're going to do it. If you don't have the stomach to pull the trigger, then make sure that you are holding together and ready to patch up the troopers who do. Because this is going to happen whether you are up for it or not, trooper.
Sir, yes, sir. Will you pass me the hyperspanner, please, sir?
Good man.
So you're looking to repair this APC and get it back roadworthy?
Yep.
Okay. I can't remember what we did last time. I think maybe 2 NFA checks, did we?
I don't know. It just like in the description of it, it just says you can repair it between scenes and doesn't give any particular thing. So
yeah, I think probably the reason it's a little bit harder than usual is that you don't have a shop, you don't have anything specific here to give you any raw materials.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with like Torres and I are working on it. So if we both make our NFA rolls, that fixes it. Does that sound fair?
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I'm aiming for, I think. So yeah, both make NFA checks to get this thing back on the road. Cool. Okay. 2 1s. So it's an ugly job, right? It's that door is going to creak open every time. It's going to grate on people's nerves, and
but
the
it's
wheels.
But it's rolling.
Yeah, exactly.
And when the squad comes back, I slap Torres on the shoulder, and I say, "Keep an eye on this one. Keep an eye on this one, boys. He may not be much of a shot, but he's an egghead. I think you've got your next corporal here. Make sure when we are riding in the comfort of this vehicle, make sure you thank him." And so like trying to do a little, kind of get the squad to kind of, bring him on board.
So what kind of look do the squad see on Angel's face when BD turns around after making that pep talk?
Happy to serve, sir. It's a grimace, but he's trying to put on a happy. He's trying to put on a smile and show willing.
See that, Torres? You're already moving up. Captain likes you. This is your first mission. You're still alive. We're all still alive.
Second mission, sir. But thank you.
That proves my point even more. You're not half as bad luck as you think you are.
Mission's not over yet, sir.
See? That's that positive thinking I was telling you about earlier. Got more opportunities not to die.
Do we know where they're... do we have a map of this area, Captain?
Yes, we're traveling overland to a smaller concentration that was identified from orbit, and second verse, same as the first.
So
A
this is
little
part
bit
of
louder
the
and a little bit worse.
yeah. This is part of that kind of regimental sweep and clear. So you're kind of cordoning off these population centers, and they're pushing them into a killing zone down in this valley. So yeah, I guess the forest starts to get a little bit more sparse, and you start to see maybe some more arid plants. I think as you come down into this lowland, you have maybe termite mounds or something a little bit more interesting into this valley. So yeah, I guess same as before in terms of rolling for dominance. Who wants to roll?
I'll roll.
Okay, you're muted, Corinne.
I think I want to get away from the rest of the crew a little bit, so I'll pop the top hatch and be looking out with goggles and visor.
Okay, cool. How about Emil getting involved?
No, I'm not rolling, just following along.
Okay, and Dietrich?
Captain's right here. If there's something to shoot at, he will tell me.
Okay, so BD and Angel again. Nice. 9. So you get to set the range again.
Yeah, near.
Okay. So you're all back in the APC. Okay. So yeah, is this the same plan as before? Slow, steady arc to take care of them.
Yeah, this is like this is SOP for this situation. This is why we've got the APC.
Yeah.
So.
I am going to spend an alien token to use their special ability. The special ability is boost ability. So for every token I spend, I'm boosting their ability by 1. It's for the encounter.
What does that put them up to?
That puts them up to a number 1 higher than they were before. Sorry.
Oh.
It puts them up to 8.
Okay. Ooh, yikes. That's beefy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're responsible for their high score, Jim. They're NFA -2 in this in this planet, so highest NFA -2. So yeah. I think
that's one of the dirty little secrets of this game is that there's different ways that you calculate the aliens, but a lot of them are off of the trooper's highest abilities. So as you get better, they get better, and so it all scales. Swing around in that arc.
Okay, so
keep it moving.
You're driving, Jim, obviously.
Yep.
Everyone else, are you shooting out the window for real or doing something different?
I'm going to be shooting for real this time. I need to put up a good show, and I'm worried that he's already threatened my family with special services, and so I've got to put up a good show, even if I don't want to.
Yep. Okay, cool. So let's roll attack.
But I think I'm using a pittle mount on the top rather than actually putting it through the window.
Ouch. Okay. So the APC is safe, though, most importantly, right, Jim? So this is, just to explain, right, for those of you who haven't seen the APC in action, obviously in the last encounter, the APC got hit.
Any of that.
Yeah, that was like the weirdest roboting I think I ever heard.
Okay, how am I now? You hear me okay now?
You're popping in and out, Donna.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
let me know when you can hear me properly. Hopefully it's just a momentary thing. How's it going now?
There we go.
Okay,
Can
cool.
hear you now.
So yeah, when so long as the APC is unharmed, which happens so long as the driver beats the aliens, you're all safe inside. So despite
Back
all those
to
terrible,
robot.
maybe I'll stop my video. Okay. Let me know how this is going then.
That's cleared it up almost perfectly.
Okay. Who needs to see? Well, you can still see my face, unfortunately, but you know, now with added dog. So yeah, so long as the APC is alive and well, which happens as long as Jim keeps rolling better than the aliens, you're all safe inside. So that is good news for everyone. Because my 3 is not a 4. Or, okay, so Jim, why did you start?
Yeah, so you know, I'm doing the same sweep thing, but before where I had the turret, you know, like around the side, kind of strafing along with the troopers. Now it's like to the front of me, making sure that the road is clear. And you know, a couple of them try that same thing, you know, as when they realize what's going on, to curl themselves at the APC, but I mow them down, you know, before they can do any damage.
Okay, and yeah, I think
spell the word roll properly. Just a single kill. This time that silverback gets mowed down before he can smash into the windshield.
But you know, the silverback is absorbing a lot of firepower, right? You probably have to change a mag or a belt on that pintle mount gun to put it down properly, right?
Oh yeah, no, this is not. They're big and tough, and it takes a lot of stopping power to take them down.
Okay, so Dietrich, how about you?
All right, let's see what we get here. Later out. Basically what that looks like is we're driving along and I'm just practically leaning out the gun port, yelling at Torres the entire time. Ain't this fun? I mean, looks like when my mom used to make mincemeat loaf.
Oh. So 7. So I'm firing, but I see a group of them charging towards us. And as they're charging towards us, I shift my fire from into them because I won't drop all of them in time. And I start firing at the termite mount, blowing sections off until it collapses down onto them.
And how about Emil?
Donna, we're not hearing you at all if you're talking. Oh, there you go. Sorry.
Can you hear me now? Okay, so
yeah. I think Spunkmeyer is not doing so well. I think he's I'm starting to think he has a really easy time getting car sick because he's not shooting well from inside the APC. So he's getting a bit green in the face and just pointing his gun at things that aren't alien ape creatures.
Yeah, so I guess that is a pretty bloody sweep and clear operation for you guys. You've taken care of that encounter, and I think the other companies have joined up with you, and you're probably just calling in some airstrikes then from orbital squadrons just to take care of this big mass of apes that has taken up some kind of hiding position on the banks of this river, but to no avail, obviously. How do you handle this charnel field that you just created?
I think I'm going to be sick. And I'm bending over by the APC and puking my guts up.
See, Torres, that's 3 times he ain't died, and none of us have died either. Hell, son, you're a lucky charm.
I'm going to pop some hydration tabs because I need something to clear out that thing. And I think I'm going to go over to Emil, go over to Spunkmeyer. You're looking a bit of green round the gills yourself. Oh, come on, sit down. I'm going to get my med kit out. Let me have a look at you. Have you been hit anywhere?
No, well, not since the last time.
Okay, we're going. Sarge, we're going into the APC. I need to check over Spunkmeyer.
Copy that.
Come on, off with your armor. Let's have a look at you.
Yeah, and Spunkmeyer's, I think, like his torso is just one big bruise from that.
Hold up there, Torres. Hold up. BD told me when we're in the field, Mandelbrite armor is to remain on all troopers at all times. No ifs, ands, no buts. Armor back on.
Okay, Sarge.
Sarge, why do you think I came into the APC? We're protected in here. This is one place the regs allow us to remove some of that armor.
That is a compelling case you make.
Fine. Spunkmeyer, follow my hand. Follow my finger. Follow my finger. How many fingers do you see?
3, 2, I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to give you a shot. This should help with the nausea. I think you've bruised your lungs. Okay.
Sure feels like it.
This will sting a little bit. Okay. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. There you go.
A little.
Okay. Okay. You have something to drink. You feel better in a few minutes.
Sure hope so.
If you need it, get some more food inside you. You've just evacuated your stomach. Get some calories into you.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling hungry right now.
That's an order.
I'm not going to have. I'm not orders.
I do when it comes to medicine. That's an order. Go and get some food.
Whatever.
Don't make me go to the captain and get him to pull ranks on you.
Yeah, sure. I'll eat something. Mom.
You wish your mother was here. She wishes she was here. She could tell me how good I was last night.
I think that deserves a punch to the face.
Jesus! You hit worse than she does.
You do not talk about my mother.
Okay, well, when we find out who she is, then we can talk about her.
Yeah, that's another one.
Fine. I won't talk about your mother. And I'll step
Or
outside.
any other of my immediate family.
Oh. I better take those numbers out of my phone then. And I'll head outside. He's a little shook up due to the drop. I think the gravity's playing a little bit on his system. He should be fine, Sarge.
Well, that ape hit him too, so.
Yeah, that ape hit me as well. Oh. And by that ape, I don't mean these creatures.
Now. There's
Oh,
no reason
on.
to talk pretty about your fellow troopers like that.
So is this... Is there much left? Surely there can't be many of them left now.
So yeah, I think you're getting a call from on high, Captain, to reposition yourself further up the other side of the valley. Looks like there's some populations up there that above the tree line that got past the initial picket on this side. But less numbers here, but certainly harder to track down.
Yeah, and probably dug in up there as well. So, yeah, and I've kind of been, and while they're doing that, I went into this, wherever they were living, whatever this settlement or, their like little like treetop nests or whatever it is, and I'm scrounging around, kind of very explicitly looking for any evidence that they have been contacted, or they've had encounters with anybody from off planet.
So I think I'm going to give you that one for free because there's nothing here remotely suggesting off-world contact. I mean, technology in the terms of they have created sticks to that are well adept at being poked into termite mounds to extract those. That's the level of technology we're talking about.
Okay, good. Maybe they've figured out how to use gourds as drinking vessels or something like that. But yeah, nothing. Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, good.
So yeah, it's driving up through the mountains and kind of through the forests that mirror what you came down on, and then those sticks could be antennas, like that antenna owl, right?
Yeah.
And so that those populations, small bands, are at the top of the tree line, maybe above. So I think up on this side of the valley, there's like scree slopes with very little vegetation, kind of open but rough ground, and probably a little bit treacherous underfoot. Those special grips are going to come in useful on the APC, right?
Yeah, deploy the treads. Yeah.
So, who's going to be rolling today?
What are we rolling up on here?
So there's 5 in this encounter, and I'm spending 2 tokens. and their ability. So same as before, Emil and Dietrich stepping back, or what do you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's test for dominance. So.
Wow. Oh.
I guess I could have hoped for a 10, huh, Jim? But no, next best thing. So I am going to bring you in close. All in the APC, still all up close and personal. So your same weapon as before, probably doing less than before, but I'm not sure this is anyone's favorite range, but I don't think anyone is. Actually, you might be in trouble, Dietrich, with your 0 on your E-cannon at close range.
He can switch to Power Claw.
Yeah, you can reach out of the shooting port, maybe. I don't know.
A question.
Yeah.
How does grenades interact with the APC?
The same way any other weapon and like taking a kill would. So if the APC is okay when you like flump the grenade out of the port, then it goes off and the AC protects, the APC protects us. Like presumably the APC, like it says everyone takes a kill. So probably what would happen, I imagine, although actually Donna's the GM. So
yeah, so
let him
I'm not the authority, right? So I'm happy to have a discussion about this. It says primarily, right, characters in the APC are immune to kills as long as the APC is undamaged. But how that interacts with the grenade rule, right, is that, if you miss, grenades cause a kill to any PC at close range with the aliens who fail their die roll this combat, right?
So it sure seems like it would damage the APC sufficiently that we would then have to bail.
Yeah, so I guess it depends on the role of the APC player, right? If you're succeeding, then the grenades aren't doing you damage.
Yeah.
So it's just an extra. So if you're not using your listed, I would say that
I'm going to use my stag rifle. I was curious because it's in the. I wasn't sure how it would work, but I've upgraded my stag rifle short range or close. Whatever.
Okay, cool.
So
I would say though, close combat weapons won't work while you're in the APC. Right, those are gun ports, not claw ports. Okay. So what's everyone doing?
I am shooting.
I'm gonna pull down, button up the top of the APC, and then switch on the device that electrifies the actual outside and use it to shift us a range band to actually force them away from the APC.
Okay, cool. Yep. Sounds good. Jim, are you doing your normal shoot and scoot, or?
I am not. I yell, "Fire in the hole," and I step towards one of those gun ports, and I reach for the, there's a grenade that actually, I have to, do this complicated twist and pull to disengage from my armor, and it's got a nuke symbol on it. And I flip the switch, punch the trigger on the top, a countdown starts, and I whoop it out the window.
So the TPK bomb, right?
TPK grenade, yeah.
Okay, so that says, right, the TPK bomb causes 1 kill to every PC in the encounter at close range, including the user. Total, how many PCs have taken a kill? So, right.
So if we're protected by the APC, then that's not going to actually
unless
That's
you want
not
to
gonna
say
do anything.
the APC isn't proof against a TPK bomb.
I feel like we're all gonna get a dose of radiation.
Yeah. Okay.
Is what's gonna happen there.
Okay.
Or
So
whatever,
it'll the APC is this depends on whether Angel's roll goes off before you, right? But this is gonna.
Because he's trying to move us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Good. Yeah.
And then Dietrich, what are you doing?
I heard about this movie when I was a kid called Benner, and I'm going to stick my power claw out the window, and I'm going to see if I can do that thing like they've done with the chariots.
Okay. So I think, like I said earlier, I'm not sure like it's going to be so effective, but maybe if you want to
bail out of the APC,
you could like open the door and go out that way, right? Give yourself some room to swing.
You know, that seems pretty darn foolish.
Is that a yes, I'll do it, or a no, I won't?
I figure, having seen that nuke sign that the captain just popped on the grenade the captain just tossed out the window, I'm just going to stay right here because I figure whatever's in that thing is not going to be too good.
Okay, cool. So let's try killing each other then.
so this is I'm going to use combat drugs here.
Okay. Yeah.
So let me go ahead.
You're gonna get a reroll on your TPK. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That's I'm like, yeah. Just hit the stim pack and see what happens here.
And just don't roll a 10. Okay. So aliens go on 4 simultaneously with Angel, and then okay. So I guess the aliens, right, just they recognize this APC and they're coming for it, right? And they are charging it. They're doing that shoulder charge again, and they are beating 10 shades of hell out of this APC. I think maybe that split second where Dietrich, thinks that he might swing a claw out, he closes it just in time to prevent this ape from getting through. So that wrecks the APC. And then Gerwin, you succeed. You can move the APC out into near.
Okay, and that moves us all as well, doesn't it?
That moves everyone. Yeah. So moves you all out. And why don't you describe what that looks like the electric?
So they're all beaten in. They're actually climbing on top, and they're pounding on it, smashing into it. And I'm inside. I'm looking around, and there's this button. There's this flip switch. I flip up. Everyone, get on the pads, just to be sure. And I'm going to reach over and pull whoever's closest onto the insulated pads that they have there, just to make sure that if there's any battle damage, that it doesn't arc in. And then I'm going to slam the switch. And there's just and the creatures on top. You've seen the whole things in movies where there's a flash of sparks and they go flying back. Some of them that were holding onto it at the time, they're stuck onto it, holding until the charge goes, and they stumble away. And basically, it forces all of the ones that were attacking us at very close range further away from us as they back away in fear.
Okay, and then
I'm going to use a strength.
okay, sure.
Like and so the way I'm going to narrate that is like I realize what he's going to do, and you know I just like jam my arm like through the port and just like throw the grenade as hard as I can. Before, like, just as the APC is hauling away, you know, leaving it there in the middle of them.
Oh, Jim, we're not actually moving. What I'm doing is I'm forcing them away from us rather than...
Sure. Oh, you know what? I think like I just toss it at one of them who I holler, "Hey, catch!" And I tossed it, and one of them actually like grabs it and sees it, and it's got like pretty colors printed on it and a little blinking light, and it kind of spins around and goes to show another one, and then boom.
What's the flashback?
The flashback is I am I am in a classroom, and the teacher is, you know, we've all got our like data pads in front of us, and the teacher says, "Well, only one student got a perfect score," and you know, like, you know, kind of throws up a little hollow thing on the screen, and it shows the grade curve, you know, and the median score, and the, you know, and like I've just completely fucked the curve in the class, right? Because I like got a perfect score on this whatever, you know, like differential calculus test or whatever it is. And, you know, and like everyone is glaring at me, and, you know, I get up and I start to, you know, and I walk through, you know, and, you know, cut to, you know, I'm, in the bathroom, and, you know, 4 or 5 people come in there. You know what? This may even be like in like OCS, like Officer Candidate School, right? And a bunch of other like big burly Marines come walking in, and they're like, "You're making us look bad, BD." And they're starting to like shove me around and rough me up and everything. And I just like reach into my like, you know, whatever, like into a pocket, and I hold up like whatever, like a month's worth of like commissary script, right? And I say, whoa, Jenkins, if you leave me alone, you can have all of this. And he's like, really? And I hand it to him, and he takes it. And like the others go, what the fuck? Why does Jenkins get it? And like, as they start to like argue with each other and shove each other, I just kind of slip between them and like out the door. And like, as there's a, you know, like one of the provosts is walking by, I say, "There's a fight in the restroom. You should investigate that." And, you know, he walks through the door. "What the fuck is going on here, cadets?" And, you know, I'm gone. And I'm gonna call that, let's, what do I want to call that?
Let's you and him fight.
It's not so much that as here's a shiny thing. I'm gonna call that, because it's like me going, look, and their fascination with it is what is their undoing. So,
Cool.
yeah.
So I'm not sure how exactly we should roll for kills for that. Now,
it's supposed to be my best weapon at the best range.
So it's the weapon you currently have at its best range. So that's close, right? Even though you're at near, right?
Yeah.
And it's D100 now. So the number of tokens you remove is determined by how many of the PCs take kills, but I'd be inclined to say you remove 5 tokens because it's a strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5D100.
Yeah, I think that's how that's. I feel like that's how that should work.
Of course you do. Well, I mean, I don't know whether anyone else thinks that is the right way to go. I don't know.
Damn you and your high death count weapons.
Well, this is a one-time only thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I'll need to, like, I mean, I feel like that totally is. I mean, even though it's a strength, it's legit that like if I want to roll the kills for that, it's going to use it up. I gotta requisition another one if I want to do that, and it's used up. I can't use it for this mission, but I will take the 313 kills that racks up.
Yeah, nice.
And I think like it goes off, and like just boom, like miniature mushroom cloud, talus dust going up, and it probably completely collapses that entire rock face of whatever, like where they were dug in and stuff like that, and just the whole thing just crumbles down in a, sluice of, debris and rock and the mangled bodies and stuff like this.
Yeah, and I know the APC is beat up, but you're still inside when an explosion goes off, right? So you are, as that scree collapses and comes down, it's carrying the APC with it, and eventually when this avalanche stops, it deposits you back in the tree line or what's left of it. So yeah, you're a little bit shaken, but better than the opposition, right?
Jesus Christ. I think I'm going to be sick again.
And I say, disembark, confirm, confirm those kills.
Yeah, Spunkmeyer stumbles out, still a bit carsick, and just starts counting bodies. And it's like, there's an arm here. Do I count? There's 2 arms. Do I count both of them? Or
Spunkmeyer, just make sure nothing's moving.
sorry, yes, sir.
Torres, this is going to be a significantly more complicated repair than our last one. Sorry, unless Donna, unless you were saying the APC is just completely fine.
No, it is. It's not destroyed.
Yeah. All right.
I think none of the PCs took damage from that TPK bomb either, so the APC isn't. So it's just
all right,
regular damaged.
Cool.
So one, I think it's knocked around a bit, but
yeah. Torres, grab that spanner again.
Sir. Yes, sir.
That was some excellent, innovative thinking. I have to say that I have read this manual frontwards and backwards. And where did you learn about that?
My first training course was as a driver, sir. I was with logistics.
All right. Well, tell you what. For wrapping this up, we're going to put you at the wheel. What do you say to that? You ready?
Yes, sir. Sir, I feel I have to mention, as per regulations, we should all of the troopers should take iodine tablets at this point.
Good thinking. Dietrich.
Sir.
We don't know what kind of rads got doled out by that, and all this dust in the air here is definitely carrying some juice on it. So make sure everybody takes their iodine tablets along with a hydration tablet right now before we get rolling again.
Sir. Spunkmeyer.
Yeah, Sarge.
Hydration. Captain's orders.
Okay, Sarge.
Apparently all this dust will make you sick otherwise.
I'm already sick, so not sure this will help, but sure. I don't want to
Okay.
get worse.
Sicker.
Sorry,
Apparently
was
it's was that Torres?
was this something not included in the medical files?
Torres? Not sure I understand the question.
No, seriously, if Trooper Dietrich has a medical condition, I need to know.
Trooper, you're with me. Sergeant Dietrich has matters well in hand.
My medical condition is I got punched in the chest by a 500-pound gorilla.
That's fine. I just don't want to kill you accidentally. If I kill you, I want it to be on purpose.
Yeah.
Torres, that is the right kind of initiative that I like to see. Spunkmeyer, if he tries to kill you, you have my blessings and my orders to try to kill him right back.
Thanks, Sarge.
And
It's the kind of touching family moment the sergeant loves, you know. Everyone in the squad trying to kill each other. Makes him so proud.
Great. So we need some NFA to fix this thing up.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get the same as before, I think.
Got it.
Okay, you're in business.
Yeah, we're like I think this is like, you know, like vacuuming, you know, pulverized radioactive dust out of the, you know, whatever, like the air intakes and stuff like this. And yeah.
I think a lot of it's resetting the computers as well from the EMP.
Oh, sure, from the EMP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In fact, I think our comms are down as a result now.
Sure. You're in the drive. Well, it's we don't rely on auto navigation or anything to drive this thing. So, and then yeah, I'm gonna you know, like kind of indicate the pilot seat for Torres that he should drive. He's gonna take us to our next destination, which looks like probably our final engagement in our sweep and clear.
Yeah.
In our area here.
Yeah, so I think you're probably going up mountain a little bit. You know, things start to get a bit colder than usual. The terrain is a little bit frosty at the start, at least. And you know, there's a swathe of destruction that the other companies and the other battalions have cut, but you are picking up something on satellite from a small beleaguered band of apes who are basically hauling ass to get away from the brigade. So yeah, you're going into some more treacherous terrain, icy conditions. Okay, so yeah, final encounter. Same dominance check as before, or anyone else getting involved?
Yeah, I'm up in the turret this time, I think. Torres is drowning.
Okay. So let's check for dominance. So there you go. Ambush, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Good driving, Torres.
Yeah. So
I think I stop us behind a hill. Basically hold down on the hill itself so that and our lights off so they can't see us. How do you want to play this, sir?
Keep us well back and let's light them up.
So there's 4 of you. There's 4 tokens left, so we won't bother with the roll off. let's just everyone gets to remove a threat token and roll their best damage with their current weapon, and just describe how it goes. So, no, we do need a roll off because we need to see who removes the final token. So there's a roll off to see who goes first. You actually want to roll low to get that shiny medal. So everyone roll a d10.
Or we just roll off, and whoever gets the highest gets the medal.
You do realize there's a good chance I'm going to fail my roll, given that I've only got 3 years.
It doesn't matter. It's just a simple roll off.
Oh.
There's Dietrich. Yep.
So why don't we, I guess, in order, right? So BD, roll your damage for your weapon at best range.
Yeah, my best weapon at best range is 2d6. So there's 8 more kills for me.
And why don't you describe how that goes?
I'm just up in that turret, and again, letting them, you know, like they're focusing fire, and I am, yeah, I am definitely. I've got my slug rifle out, and I'm doing that same thing where I am very conscious of stuff coming at the APC, and so I'm picking them off as they're, you know, running at us, trying to get in the path of the, you know, and again, very controlled, as we you know, just decimate this last target.
Spunkmare.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Think now that we're using a stable platform, Spunkmire can actually shoot something without it, and he's not as car sick as he was before. So he's picking off a few targets. He's still pretty battered and popped up on the medication and the radiation protection stuff. So he's not at his best, but he does some good for this value of good anyway. He kills some aliens.
Cool. And Angel.
1.
1.
I think I'm concentrating on actually driving the bus more than anything else.
You roll over 1 though, right?
Yeah. Well, I think with all the firing going on, there's 1 getting away, and I just accelerate towards it and close my eyes just before we hit. And there's a.
And last but not least, Dietrich. Not sure you can catch up, but
69, dude.
Nice.
Nice indeed.
Someone had to say it.
So yeah, tell us what that's like. Another shiny medal for Dietrich.
I am just proud to be able to serve under the greatest commanding officer I have ever known. It is a privilege to send my enemies to hell in his name. Also, it's bloody.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the planet cleared. We've got some quick. Let's do our paperwork, right?
Donna, can I just do one thing before we leave the planet?
Oh, sure, yeah.
The silverback that I ran down, or the ape-like creature I ran down. When we get out, I basically go over to it I think it's still alive. There's a scene of me bending down, basically cradling its head as it's dying and taking out my energy rifle and then euthanizing it so it doesn't suffer.
That's your kill. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, let's do our kind of paperwork admin stuff, and then we can do some role playing after that. So, not that you took that much damage, but everyone heals. Armor and drug uses are restored. So, whoever has most kills in the mission, that is BB.
330.
Yep. And you get an advance, and the other three, you get to roll off to see who gets the other advance. So everyone roll a d10, highest or tied highest gets the advance. There you go. Angel is learning at the coalface. So what that means is that you can add 1 to either your non-fighting ability or fighting ability. And that unlocks a strength or weakness. So for you, Gerwin, it'll be a strength. And I think, BD, you'll be getting a... I can't
Also
remember.
strength.
Also strength, okay. So you're 4 and 3 now, are you?
I'm 4 and 3. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that is that. The next step is everyone gets to improve 1 weapon at 1 range. So what that means is that, say your energy rifle does 1 kill at close range and 1 kill at far range. You can improve that from 1 to d6, or you could improve it at near from d10 to 2d6. You could improve the grenades from d10 to 2d6 as well at close range, or your hand-to-hand from 1 to 1d6. So it's basically 1 step up. But at the moment, I think you just need to work. The sequence is 1, 1d6, 1d10, 2d6. So everyone gets to do that for free. And then you get to roll your NFA to go for another development, which can be a couple of different things. So test now, and then you can decide what you're doing with it. So this is an NFA check. On the button, huh? Okay, so everyone gets it. So with that, so Jim, you use the strength, so you are up for promotion if you so wish.
I am a major now.
Okay, cool. And next week, when I have more tokens than usual, you can thank Jim. Because now, instead of number of PCs times 5, it's number of PCs times 6 at the start. But that's fine. That's fine. I think that's true, isn't it? Or is
I
it
believe
Colonel?
that is the case.
Yeah.
We can handle.
You can
some
handle this.
badasses.
Because now you have your own force field, and you get access to a dropship.
I have my own dropship now.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
Cool. So for everyone else, you have 2 options for that development check. You can either improve a different weapon, the same way you just did, but it has to be a different weapon. Or you can get a new weapon out of off the quartermaster. So that could be there's a list of weapons, but that can be something like long range, like a missile launcher, something short range, like a flame gun, or maybe a shotgun, or something like a sidearm, power claw, power blade, that kind of thing. Yeah, so it's up to you.
Where are
Sorry.
the options for that? Can I ask? Are they in?
I can email them to you if you want to decide later, because there's a bunch of them.
Okay.
Or you can improve a different weapon, like your hand-to-hand or your grenades, or your hand-to-hand grenades. Actually, is what you have right now. I'll forward you a list on email, just so you can shop for it.
Real quick, the sidearm doesn't require an NFA check to switch, does it?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. It's this.
Does.
It does.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's only. Maybe not. I thought it was only
It's hand-to-hand and grenades.
hand-to-hand and
for
grenades
sure.
that require nothing.
Require
no.
No, it's no, cannot automatically switch to it. It's power claw, hand-to-hand grenades are the 3 weapons that you can switch to without a roll.
Is it okay if I change the first improvement I got? Because I improved my slug rifle at far range, but now I realize that I should probably get an alternate weapon for that instead.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I don't think you've actually used it at that range yet. So.
No, I just I think I'll get the rocket pod.
Cool. Yeah.
So how do I add that to the...
So on the table, you can just edit that section, select the row, and then at the very top, you'll see there's a bunch of icons, and you can like add row.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay.
Thanks.
And the stats for Rocket Pod are close range, it's a dash, so it's never going to do anything at close range. Near, it's a 0, so it doesn't do anything yet, but it can be improved. And far range is 2d10.
And what do we can put the rocket pod on weapons?
The rocket pod is a separate weapon that you could
Okay.
get instead of, so it's slung in your back or whatever, even if that is slightly ridiculous with the amount of weapons someone is carrying around, but it can be switched to or equipped at the start of an encounter, however you prefer.
So rocket pod is dash 2d10.
Dash 0 2d10.
Okay.
Because it can be improved at near range. Okay, so if everyone's happy with that, let's do a little bit of role play, because we have a promotion and we have a kill badge with a bar for Sergeant Dietrich, who has just passed 1,000 kills. So that's a big deal. So yeah, let's start with Major BD. So usually,
Can this be where we meet the Brigadier for the first time?
yeah, I think he's taken notice of Major. Now, I guess Major is either an independent company, which might suit us fictionally, or like commanding, like as a second in command of a battalion. So whichever you prefer, really.
Oh, I think independent company, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, the Brigadier. is Brigadier Weber, and she is, pretty old. I think like pushing 60 maybe, but clear eyes and still pretty fit, still doing her PT. So yeah, she wants to talk to you about your rapid rise in the ranks.
Sure. So is this I think this is a thing where I like whatever she drops in out of warp space or whatever it is, however it is we use to, get around, quickly. And I think I'm like, does she come? Oh no. I think what this means is that like nobody gets a chance to enjoy shit. Like we get up the second I get word that the promotion ceremony is going to happen on our ship. I just turn into a complete asshole because I want everything to be fucking perfect when the Brigadier comes on board. So I'm just like riding people and like, inspecting armor and yes, I'm normally very reasonable.
Turn into.
But yes, yeah, no, complete like, and this is just like spit and polish, like I tell Dietrich, like, I don't want you doing any independent thinking on this. You're in charge of making sure everybody's weapons are perfect. And yeah, and like, so just gonna ride everybody so that we look picture perfect when the Brigadier arrives to, walk the, like everybody's got to be lined up, honor guard, they're gonna like walk down the thing and stuff. And yeah. And like, I have a feeling this is like a ceremony that's going to happen like, in the landing bay. Brigadier comes in on their whatever, their drop ship, comes out, does the ceremony, and boom, then they're out and gone again. This is not like a state visit or anything. This is, dropping by to show everybody that I think explicitly that she has taken an interest not just in me, but in the unit. So that means everybody is now under scrutiny from the Brigadier.
Yeah. But I think, part of that routine is, a 1,000 kill bar for Sergeant Dietrich as well. And, she stops by you and I think, she drops a detail into the kind of 20-second chit chat that she has when she's waiting for the medal to be put on a platter in front of her. Like, what does she mention, Dietrich? That kind of, she's definitely read your file.
She says, I'm sorry to hear about your mother. And I'm not quite sure what she means.
Okay, yeah, so that is news to you, huh? And of course, there'll be mail waiting for you when you get back to your bunk. What's the mood in the trooper bay during this whole, let's call it for what it is, the kind of chicken shit preparation, brasso polishing routine. I want, BD wants to see his face in everything, not just your boots.
We're a goddamn combat unit. We literally just got punched up going down, going planet side. How the hell
I got punched up.
I got punched up as well. Thank you. But how does he expect? How the living hell does he expect us to actually be parade ready after that? We've got half the people out on sick leave, and
Let's get to it. complaining about it won't get it done. Oh, I'm a bit sore still. I think I need to have a lie down.
Where are you going? Hey, I'm not doing. Fuck. And I'm going to get on with his kit as well.
Cool. Yeah. So what's the? I think based on the fact that you're now going to be an independent company, you're probably bringing some people with you, but you're arriving on a new ship with an almost entirely new organization. So everyone has to pack up their kit anyway, right?
And I want to request my buddy at Special Services Group to be our attaché to them, the guy that I've been dealing with so far.
Okay, yeah.
And if I have to pull a little rank to get that done, I want him to be my pipeline too. Maybe he gets promoted too because, he's going.
Well, I was about to say because now you've got one over on him. But is this like a duelist thing? You're gonna both be majors together, and therefore.
I think this is very much strategic alliance, right?
Okay.
Like if one of us if one of us does well, the other one does well.
Sure. Okay.
And that is the current basis for our relationship.
Anyone else got anything they want to do specifically in this downtime? I know we're coming up to wrapping, but
Funny thing is, I get to my bunk and there's no mail.
so what do you do next, Dietrich? You think someone is just messing with you, or?
Stepping out of character, I think BD knows what's in the file and read it more carefully than that 10 or 15 second glance and knows why there's no mail. And it's just me that's in the dark. And for whatever reason, BD has chosen to keep me in the dark, probably to protect operational efficiency of the unit. You okay with that, Jim?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, this is need to know stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And if you needed to know, I'd tell you.
You're gonna have to beat it out of him,
Why would I? BD tells me what I need to know. He says, shoot something, I shoot it. He's happy, I'm happy.
Okay, so I think we are good to wrap there. I'll stop the recording and then we can do some debrief.